Are Christmas trees forbidden in the Bible? Several years ago, I had a man at church tell me that Christmas trees were pagan idols and were expressly forbidden in the Bible. He used Jeremiah 10, 2 through 4 to prove his point. Let's take a look at that text. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the sign of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest. The work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. How brilliant is it that God condemned the use of trees to commemorate and celebrate the first coming of Christ nearly 2,000 years before the invention of the Christmas tree. After all, Christmas trees were first recorded to be used by German Lutherans in the 1500s, and Protestant Reformer Martin Bucer had a Christmas tree placed in the Cathedral of Strasbourg in 1539. If only he had known that Jeremiah foresaw such wickedness and spoke out against it nearly 2,000 years earlier. If you're detecting a hint of sarcasm in the tone of my voice, you'd be correct. I'm not trying to be crass, but this position has given me two notable observations. One, there are some real Scrooges out there.
Merry Christmas. What reason have you to be merry?
And two, there is a dearth when it comes to rightly dividing the word of truth. I don't know that I can do much about the Scrooges. I'm not Jacob Marley or the ghost of Christmas yet to come, but I am a Bible teacher. So let's look at Jeremiah 10. Our first hint at trouble when it comes to applying Jeremiah 10 to Christmas trees is found in verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Notice the tail end of that verse, O house of Israel. There really aren't a plethora of Jews putting up Christmas trees. Here, I'm going to go ahead and reveal the strength of my case. Jeremiah 10 is not written to Christians. It is written to the idolatrous Jewish people of Jeremiah's day. Now, having established that Jeremiah's audience in Jeremiah 10 is the house of Israel, let's look again at verses 2 through 4. The heathen, mentioned in verse 2, are idolatrous nations around them. Israel is not to learn the ways of the heathen. That warning is further clarified by telling Israel not to be dismayed by the signs of heaven. Israel was not to become enamored with the worship of celestial objects and astrology. Moving to verses 3 and 4, we are told that the customs of the heathen are vain. What are the customs of the heathen? Well, they cut down trees, they overlay them with silver and gold, they fix them in place. Now, what's being described here is the process of making an idol. This is similar to the same statement made in Isaiah 44 when the prophet roasts the people for cutting down a tree, using part of it to cook their food with fire, and then making an idol that they bow down to with the rest of it. When studying Scripture, we must never read a verse without considering the immediate context of the verses before and after it. That principle is especially important in this case. I was told that Jeremiah 10, verses 2 through 4, expressly forbids Christmas trees. By considering the verse before these, we see the true audience, the Jewish people of Jeremiah's day. But if we move to verse 5 and look at the verses succeeding verses 2 and 4, we see critical details that prove my point. Verse 5 speaks of the idols being upright but not speaking. They stand erect because they have been fashioned to do so. They have the image of something living, but they're dead. A moment ago, I mentioned the parallel between this passage and Isaiah 44. But the comparison really starts back in Isaiah 41, where Isaiah 41 portrays God's relentless mocking of the idol worshipers by putting the false gods or idols on trial. Isaiah 41:23 is almost comical when it says, show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that you're gods. Yea, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together. God tells the false idols to do good or do evil. Just do something that shows that they are actually gods. In Jeremiah 10:6, there is a direct contrast made between the false idols and the true God. It says, for as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. God continues to show the finite substance of these idols in verse number 9. Silver, spread into plates, is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Uphaz, the work of the workman, and of the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is their clothing. They are all the work of cunning men. Let's recap. The tree's cut down. Silver and gold is dug up. It is shipped from far away. But notice this. The cutting of the tree is done by man. The mining is done by man. The shipping is done by man. The crafting is done by man. The dyeing of the idol's clothes are done by man. God says they are all the work of cunning men. And that is what these idols are. They're the works of men. Wrapping up, we see verses 10 through 11 that declare the wrath of God and the final end of these false idols. But the Lord is the true God. He is the living God and an everlasting King. And at his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. Thus shall you say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. Yahweh is the true God. He is everlasting, and he declares that these idols will perish. Jeremiah 10 is not forbidding Christmas trees. It is forbidding idols. Now, I know there are some people who love decorating trees, but there is nothing wrong with putting up and decorating a Christmas tree. Unless you put it up before Thanksgiving.
Ah, humbug.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.